Hi, my name is Melody. Thank you for holding space with me today. Welcome to my safe space. It's a safe space for me to write, um, to admire my little knickknacks and tiny pieces of art that I just love. I have some candles here, and I try to create a welcoming space for myself. So I'm welcoming you into my space. This is a judgment free zone, and I am not a medical healthcare professional, nor have I ever claimed to be. I am just a living, breathing person trying to navigate life after trauma and abuse. I'm learning what self discovery is. A lot of the reactions that I have to situations are trauma response. I like to share that with you because sometimes sharing with complete strangers is just much safer feeling than sharing with your family and friends in the fear of judgment. I created this channel with that in mind. So my family and my friends are not part of this YouTube channel. If it's not the day for you to be listening to that, then thank you. Come again another day. I'm doing the best I can here to survive. I highly recommend that you talk to your primary care provider or behavioral health clinic to set up an appointment for talk therapy. Today, I want to talk about disassociation. So, what is disassociation? Well, it involves disconnection from reality. It affects thoughts, memories, emotions, and identity. It's a mental escape hatch. Things get overwhelming. You can't handle it. Your mind is having a hard time processing what is happening. You hit the button and jump ship. It's the best I can describe it. Experiences can feel dreamlike. Individuals can lose touch with their immediate surroundings. Chronic and severe disassociation, which can interfere with your life. And understanding where you fall in this category is going to help you manage your symptoms. What's a normal person score? 15 max. What's my score? At 47, in order to know how to go forward with managing my symptoms and my treatment, because EMDR may just not be enough for me. I hope you're journaling. This is the TICES record. Your trigger, your image, cognition, emotion, and the sensation in your body. Like, what level is it at? I've been trying to remember to use it. I am trying to get into the practice of using my toolbox before I need it. I didn't even think about doing the techniques in the moment because I was so wrapped up in the moment. Honesty gets you further because then we knew where to go from there. Practice these techniques throughout the week when I'm not reactionary state. It often surfaces in response to trauma. It's a psychological defense mechanism, and adult survivors of abuse frequently experience disassociation. These events disrupt one's sense of safety and control. In the face of extreme stress, disassociation can create emotional distance. It helps you endure the overwhelming sensation. It can also occur during intense stress or emotional conflict. Natural disaster set my disassociation into full effect. In 2001, we had a very bad hurricane here. We didn't expect a hurricane to be coming this way, and all of a sudden there was. So we decided to evacuate. I'm grateful we did because a tree fell through our house and we were states away and everyone was safe. But I had to leave, come back, check out the situation. When I returned, it was devastating. There was just very important things were stolen, and it was really detrimental to my state of mind. But I kind of checked out, and I knew I was checking out because I had to focus on what was in front of me. And that was this tree, and a hole in my entire side of my house collapsed. So I was solely responsible for, getting friends together, trying to get this done. We just moved here. We didn't really have friends here. And my partner was states away with his broken hip. And while I was gone, he broke his femur on the same leg that he had the hip replacement, fell down the stairs. So he was in a state of medical induced psychosis, and trauma response was happening in multiple directions, very complex. Our children were displaced and living in different states with different family members. We were homeless for 3 months, living in and out of hotels. My partner was non weight bearing for 24 weeks, which was excruciating to try to manage everything. So I think my mind just checked out. And I thought I was having what some would call a dark night of the soul. I was living in this duality of, you know, losing myself in the crowd because that was like a release for me. And then in the daytime, back to work, back to business, managing the stress of what's going on here, managing my kids, managing my partner's mental health at that time. Everything was just tumultuous. And I thought that was like, the duality of life. Like, hey, at night, be who you need to be free. During the day, put your big girl pants on, handle business. And I was super emotional. The causes and triggers of dissociation. It's a variety of causes, primarily involving trauma. Experiences such as abuse, neglect in childhood often leave us in a survival mode. And what I discussed in therapy was that I just developed like this badass persona. And then I was also me. There's this conflict of interest there because me is who I was before trauma. At times, I couldn't be that person, mask that, we talk about, and just be this badass bitch that could handle shit. And I was pretty rough. I made some impulsive, bad decisions. Do I feel guilt? Do I feel remorse? Do I feel shame? Sometimes, sure. But honestly, I don't feel like those were even me. So that is what we discussed. And it was um, really intense to understand that, like, that is a symptom of chronic and severe dissociation disorder. To process, the mind will disassociate as a protective measure. So they present themselves in various ways as well and can vary widely among individuals. Detached from one's body, like things around you are not real, like you're in a movie or a video game. Hovering. I don't know what happens in that moment, but it's weird. I've had big chunks of memory loss after the natural disaster, which I don't feel like I ever had before. I remember all of the terrible things of my childhood and the trauma and the abuse. And after the natural disaster, I lost chunks of like my children's childhood. I also couldn't remember like the entire first year that I moved into this house where the incident occurred. I couldn't remember anything about it, and I still can't. And um, I'll see pictures. Those people look happy. A sense of being outside of one's body, memory gaps for personal history, emotional numbness, blurred or altered sense of identity. It's associative amnesia. So this involves memory loss for significant periods or events. Depersonalization or derealization disorder is marked by persistent feelings of detachment. Individuals can feel like they're an outside observer of themselves. And then there's dissociative identity disorder, DID. Formerly, this was classified as multiple personality disorder. It involves two or more distinct identities. The identities may control behavior at different times, and each case is unique. There's CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy. This method helps individuals reframe their thoughts and behaviors. And then there's DBT, dialectical behavioral therapy, focus on emotional regulation and mindfulness. It's beneficial for those experiencing intense emotions. Eye movement desensitization and reprocessing, which is EMDR, also shows promise. It targets trauma related disassociation with eye movements. Those are done along psychotherapy, which is talk therapy. So I highly recommend anybody feeling any of these feelings to get in and start talk therapy first. It's really how you can kind of uncover the skeletons in the closet. It can be challenging. It is feasible with the right toolbox, is what I'm learning, and incorporating strategies can offer significant relief. Grounding techniques serve as immediate aids, and these are what we had spoke about when she asked me if I had been utilizing my toolbox, and I said no, I can't do the techniques when I'm in the middle of freaking out and or panicking. I'm having a quiet panic attack and I can't focus on anything else but that moment. Recently learned that a super sour candy, the brain wants to react to that sensation in the mouth. So it takes the focus off of the trauma that is happening in the mind. These are not cures, they're just little moments of relief. Building a support network without judgment, simply online at the moment, but my personal goal is to have this become a physical meetup, a peer support group where we can feel comfortable discussing topics without judgment. Journal. Hope you've journaled. How I can make sure that I'm just aware. Once you're aware, you're always aware. So make conscious efforts to make better choices. Simple as that. That duality that we sometimes struggle with. I can hold it all together. Be this professional woman wearing a power pantsuit, walk in and run a company, have a complete, total fucking meltdown, make impulsive bad decisions, and do things that are totally out of character. That can be all in the same person. I have dealt with DID or dissociation disorder my entire life, and I haven't realized it. So, if you are dealing with anything similar, please feel free to comment if you feel drawn to, and I will be back. Till then, peace, love, and mindfulness.